There's studies that show that your brain cannot listen and read at the same time. They've done these really cool MRI scans where they ask them to like read something as like something's being spoken. And just attention wise, you make choices. An audience member makes a choice. They're either going to read quickly and then listen, or listen and then tune out. And so just help your audience member out. They're here to listen to you, tell your story about all the ways that you discovered it, what excites you. Otherwise, they could just go to your poster, right? Or read the paper. So.
Right. And on that note, you mentioned having like clear text that pops up. I think that's a very important part of storytelling is having, if you're going to do visuals, making sure that things are easy to see, making sure that they're concise. And a part of the aesthetics, if you will, of your presentation or of your poster is a clarity in the words and how they're placed, and making sure that the visuals are neat and clean is a great way to be inclusive in how you are presenting your work, and which is leading us to the next point of making sure that the way you tell your story is inclusive. And the one example that always comes to me is being considerate of people who have color blindness. Well, I had a classmate who was colorblind, so he actually could not see the difference between red and green. And I guess that's mostly important for people who use like heat maps or something like that. But even if you don't use a heat map, when you are using colors, sometimes people say keep it basic, like make it black, make it white slides. I'm pretty open to how you choose to present, but I do know that some people like to keep it clean and neat, and being considerate of people who have specific ways that they see color.
Yeah, and I have a friend who is green-blue. Yeah, playing Uno with him is,
Cool.
yeah.
It's very,
We got the really big cards, and he's like, oh, no, this works better. So,
that's good.
yeah. But there are really great websites that talk about different kinds of color, ways that you see color, and making suggestions for color tones and matches that you can use. So we can link that. But there are resources for you to check your slides too, to make sure they're accessible. Speaking of text too, when you think about a slide that you might have your text, your title say is 36 to 42, you want to think about what it's like 20 feet away. And that slide, then actually that text probably only looks like it's 12. And so keep that in mind. If you're at your slide and you're like, oh, but that's a 12 font, I can see that just fine. And then 20 feet away, the last person in the last row, it probably looks like at like 6, So be sure to, if you have text up, to read it for people. And that's really helpful too in terms of presenting your message.